Welcome back, everybody, to the Kansas City Royals franchise here on MLB The Show 21. We have opening day across baseball today. And we are on the road against Cincinnati. It's always a tough crowd. Those Cincinnati fans out there, they're one of the best in baseball. They've got one of the best pitchers in baseball. Taking the mound here, Luis Castillo. And leading us off, Alberto Mondesi going to draw a walk, and manager David Bell doesn't like the call because when you leave men on base, Javi Baez, coming up in that number 2 slot, says, we're going to make you pay. We're going to make you pay. 433-foot shot, first home run for Javi Baez. First runs for Kansas City in the 2022 regular season is credited to Mondesi and Baez. So big-time shot there for the Royals. Next batter up, we've got Whit Merrifield and Luis Castillo. Maybe settling down here just a little bit. Had him 0-2 and get him to ground out here. Here's an 0-1 count to Jorge Soler. He's going to ground out as well. 2 quick outs after the first 2 runs have scored. And then Salvi says, let me get in on that box score. Salvador Perez, solo home run. You guys are noticing we have the old school jerseys. Donning the old school jerseys here today. I would imagine that this game being played in Cincinnati is at the 1:05 start time, and it's the first game that everybody gets to watch across Major League Baseball's opening day. I would like to think that. The Royals made a lot of moves in the offseason, especially getting Baez. A lot of players that a ton of people would be interested in seeing, so it'd be kind of a cool matchup. Anyway, we've got Ryan O'Hearn sending a long fly ball out there to right, but Castellanos makes the play. Brady Singer gets a quick first out here, but he does walk Nick Senzel, and then he's going to strike out Nicky C. Nick Castellanos, former Detroit Tiger and Chicago Cub. Now take a look here with 2 down. Senzel says, I want to get into scoring position. We've got to try to come back here down 3 zippo, and Salvi throws him out. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning with an 0-2 count. Jesse Winker. It's what he does, man. It's what he does. He hits home runs, and he's really becoming one of the best hitters, the best overall all-around hitters in Major League Baseball, man. He is something else, man. I remember when I did a Cincinnati Reds franchise way back in 2018. People, all the fans out there were talking about, Winker's up and coming, and, his rating isn't really, he's a little underrated. And I would agree with that. I think that he was definitely not a guy that a lot of people thought of in some smaller circles. But take a look at here at Javi Baez, up 3-1. He's going to send this into the seats again. Another home run off Luis Castillo. Guys, we are just drilling him right now. And that pitch was a tough one to get to. Those are always tough, those high pitches right there. But Baez gets it done. Castillo having some struggles here against the Royals. We got runners on first and second after this O'Hearn walk. And Benintendi, another high fastball. And Benintendi sends it into the seats. It's a 3-run shot. We're absolutely going off today on opening day. You can't make that pitch against Benintendi. He loves the high and outside, man. Take a look at that swing. It's a beautiful swing. And we've officially knocked Castillo out of the game. 7 earned in 3 innings. Only 45 pitches. Next pitcher is Nick Lodolo. He comes in, the lefty, facing Brady Singer. And Singer gets in with a base hit. Contact swing cheese all the way, man. Now take a look at this. We've got Mondesi laying down a bunt. That could have been, if it was just a little bit softer, that would have been perfect. But he's going to get the runner moved over. Baez gets a perfect right down, a little outside the zone, but he takes care of it. Gets the base knock. Singer scores. It is 8-1. Baez has been going off today. Whit Merrifield comes up here in that 4th inning, and he's going to ground out. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning as Singer still pitching pretty well. It's still 8-1. So nothing, no damage done here. But we do get a base knock, so it's an 0-1 count. And Salvi says, I got 2 runners thrown out today. That's Senzel again trying to go. And then Castellanos going to swing and a miss one more time against Singer. That's 2 Ks. And we go to with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. And Suarez, luckily for Kansas City, only giving up a solo home run against him. That would have been a 2-run shot had Salvi not thrown out Nick Senzel. Let's go to the top of the 5th inning as Jorge Soler says, I want home runs too. Everybody else is getting homers. I want some homers too. 348-foot shot off the lefty, Lodolo. Next batter up, Ryan O'Hearn. He goes deep. A pitch right down the middle. 9-2 turns to 10-2. This is a blowout. This is an absolute blowout. And Lodolo, between Lodolo and Castillo, both guys getting lit up today in opening day action. Jackson Kowar is going to relieve Brady Singer. And in a 10-2 game in the top of the 7th, yeah, this double hurts, but it doesn't. I mean, I just want Kowar to get out there and get some action and get those stats down, right? Get him a little buffer because I know CPU is probably going to screw him eventually. So get those stats going just a little bit. Get him in maybe 3 innings. Let's see if we can get him to the 9th and, have a 0 ERA all the way across. But 10-2 still, we've got a fly ball out here to left in the gap, and nobody's going to get to this one. Run will score. That was Kowar's first base hit given up. That's the runner that's going to score. That's 2 base hits so far in the inning. And next batter up here in the bottom of the 7th, going to pop up into center fielder, and they make the play. Michael Taylor makes that play. All right, let's go to the top of the 9th as we skip ahead a little bit, and we've got Jorge Soler again. Remember, like I said, he wants to get out of the home run fun. He does. He's got 2 today. Along with Salvi Perez. Another pitch right down the middle. What is going on with Cincinnati's bullpen, man? Not just bullpen, just pitching in general. What's going on? Salvi gets 2 home runs. Baez has 2 home runs. Soler has 2 home runs. 6 homers between 3 players. And then we had Benintendi, of course. And who else hit one? Ryan O'Hearn. So we had 8 home runs today. Yeah. 8 home runs today on opening day. I know Cincinnati's like a ballpark that you can hit some bombs out there. Like it's known to be a good offensive ballpark. But man, look at that box score. Look at that box score with our team, man. We went crazy. Bunch of hits, double-digit hits, ton of runs today. I think this offense is unstoppable in the early going. We're gonna take a look here in the next 2 games, of course, against Oakland and Houston. But I think so far this offense is like it's pretty legit. Like you can see right now, we've got 4 wins. We're 4-2 right now, and in our wins, we got a 5-0 win here against Cincinnati. You can see again our offensive totals. I mean, what else is there to say, man? Our team is doing some amazing things here so far in this season, guys. We got Baez here with a double. Cincinnati only got 2 hits on the day. Paxton went 9 innings. Yeah, the old man, Big Maple, went 9 innings in that game. He completed the game. Absolutely insane. So let's take a look at the statistics here for almost the first week of year number 2's action. We've got Mondesi hitting well. We've got Baez hitting over 300, almost hitting 400. I think 388 was his number. We've got Salvi hitting 4 bombs, 8 ribbies. O'Hearn's got 2 home runs with 2 ribbies, so 2 solo shots for him. Benintendi hitting 450 down there at the number 8 hole. And I think we might need to consider in the next few episodes moving Benintendi. If Whit Merrifield doesn't get it going in the 3 slot, I think Benintendi would be a perfect number 3 hitter for this team and move Merrifield down to like number 5 or something. I know Whit Merrifield should be he should be at the top of the order type of guy, but this is 2022. I don't know what his projection looks like with MLB The Show. If he's a hard regressor after 30 or what the dealio is, but he's a type of guy that I think we need to try to get going a little bit. So if that means moving him up around in below and up and down the order, then we got to figure it out. But as a number 3 hitter, we need a little more power there, and Witt's more of that contact guy. I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually, but just something to think about. Whit Merrifield, speaking of which, his ears must have been ringing. He makes a play here at second base, and we get the first out of the inning. Here's a base hit up the middle, so Oakland has a little something going here against the Big Maple, our big lefty. James Paxton pitched really well. 9 innings the last start. But we get a line drive here to right field. That's Hunter Dozier makes the play. So 2 down. Kind of a sticky situation, I guess. I mean, Matt Olson's up. He can tie the game, but he does ground out here to O'Hearn. A little flip there. Probably more difficult of a play than they made it look like. They made it look pretty dang easy. So good job, boys, on the team up there to get that out. But Mondesi gets a single. He's stealing here, but I don't know if this is going to be caught or not. So we got to retreat a little bit, but take a look. Right fielder giving chase, and that is over the fence. Home run for Javi Baez again. That's 3 home runs in gameplay of his 4 hit in the first week of the season. This guy's going off for us right now. So that was a good pickup in the offseason. Still nobody down. Soler. Ooh, nice play by Matt Chapman. Knocks it down and fires out Soler at first base. I thought that was going to be a single. Would have been 2 runners on for Salvi. Now this ball hit up the middle, but really nice play at shortstop. Going to gun Salvi out. Now look at Whit Merrifield grounding third hard. Man, he plays with some energy, man. I gotta like that. I gotta like that out of Whit Merrifield. But Ryan O'Hearn going to send a fly ball to center, and that play is going to be made. So the Royals try to put a little pressure on Oakland after that 2-run shot by Baez, but we can't cash in for more runs. But there's a nice double play turned by Ryan O'Hearn and Mondesi. And then in the next inning, Andrew Benintendi comes up with another home run. This guy, oh man, he's hitting over 400, and this solo home run, I think he's hitting his, I think he hit that. That's a 444-foot shot. Might be his batting average. Just kidding. I think it was like 450 at one point. But take a look here, guys. With 2 down in the bottom of the second, we're still here in the second inning. This offense is going crazy. Mondesi rounding second, heading for third. He gets in safely, way ahead of the throw. Now Baez in a no-0 count. Let's see if he can come through yet again. Ground ball right past Chapman down the line, and that is going to score another run for Kansas City. And Baez isn't stopping. He's going to head for 2. Slides in safely. Throw is just a little bit offline, and we are now getting the pitching coach coming out to talk to Chris Bassett, because we got Whit Merrifield up, and he's going to send a gap shot right into left center. That's going to score Baez easily. 2-hit Whit gets into second base. Thank you, Slacker Gaming, by the way, for that nickname reference. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Ryan O'Hearn in the bottom of the third inning, guys, as we jump ahead. Solo home run. It is now 6-0. What's up with the numbers here, guys? We had Andrew Benintendi hitting like 450, hits 444 for shot. Number 66, Ryan O'Hearn hits his home run here for 6-0, and then Tyler Naquin here, 7-0. I don't have a number reference for Tyler Naquin, but that's his first home run of the season. And Homer Bailey checks in, and we just continue to just destroy opposing pitching. It's 7-0 here, guys. And as we see, a really nice play, good block there by Mondesi, good little scoop there by Ryan O'Hearn. In the top of the 4th inning, we've got a deep, ooh, this might put Oakland up on the board here. Nice play out in center field, potentially. Ooh, nice play by Tyler Naquin out there. Headed all the way to the wall. Had basically one more step, and it probably would have been gone. But here we are, top 6. And Matt Chapman's going to strike out here on James Paxton. Let's go to the top of the 9th, as Oakland does get one more run. But Benintendi makes this play out in left. And that is going to be another win in gameplay for Kansas City. James Paxton was great again. So not only did he go 9 innings, a complete game, shutout in his first start. He goes, I believe, 7? I believe he went 7 innings here, maybe 8. The guy just went crazy again for Kansas City. So we'll take a look here at the box score. He went 7. He went 7 innings with 1 run earned against him for a .56 ERA on the season. Yeah, it's microscopic right now. So this team is really coming together. And this offense, in particular, is just going crazy. Now, the pitching staff has to be okay. The pitching staff has to be okay. It's got to be average. It can't be below average. If we really want this team to be a complete team, it's got to be average. While the offense carries the team, that's the only way we're going to be classified as a complete team. Taking a look at Asa Lacy's numbers here. He's got 2 starts. This will be number 3. His first start was not very good. Second start was a lot better. I don't have the box score for you guys for that game, but it was a lot better. His ERA got knocked down. You guys saw the stats update. Wasn't very good after his first start. And neither is this play by Javi Baez. I think he might need a day off What's going on there, Javi? You got to make that play. You make that play in your sleep. A little backhand attempt there, not going to work. And now Asa Lacy with 2 runners on against Houston here, guys. They're always a tough team in MLB The Show. They just got a lot of talent. And, you know, when they're not cheating, they're still pretty tough anyway. But Bregman, it's a little joke there, by the way. Don't hate on me, Astros fans. Gosh dang, dude. I feel like there's a lot of hate that comes that way. But then again, I deliver it back to you guys, so it's a love-hate. All right, so Houston scores the first run as Gurriel gets a ground ball, double play. So we get out of the inning. That was a jam, a good one that we escaped, thanks to the good defense and good pitching. But Lacy gonna get out of it, and Ryan O'Hearn continues to mash baseballs. He's got 5 home runs so far on the season. Look at this. An outside curveball that he took the other way. That's awesome. That's awesome, awesome. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and Hunter Dozier going to get this base hit. And I think we're starting to time up Josh James. Yep, I think we're starting to time him up. Benintendi, another home run in gameplay. I love hitting with this guy. It's funny, MLB The Show posted something on their Twitter a few weeks ago saying, who's the most underrated hitter that you love to hit with? I posted Andrew Benintendi. I love hitting with this guy. He rakes. He rakes with user, at least for me. I don't know about you guys. Who's your favorite hitter to hit with that's underrated, that's not Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani? You guys let me know in the comment section. 3-2 game here after an RBI by Nico Goodrum. Dang it, former Tiger biting me in the butt here. But Michael Brantley going to strike out as Lacy kind of settled down, and we've got a hit batter. Could this potentially lead to something? Possibly. Maybe later on down in the season. We'll get that. We'll get that back. We'll get that back. In a close game, I'm not hitting anybody right now. We don't want to take anything for granted. But Mondesi shows off good hustle here. Javi Baez again with another perfect. He gets a hard hit single up the middle. That's going to move Mondesi into third. Now we have a runners on the corner situation. Fly ball here to center field. That's Miles Straw. Gets the really strong throw to center field. We probably could have scored Mondesi there, but with 1 down in the inning, I feel like we could do some damage with Soler, and that's exactly what happens. We do send a fly ball a little bit deeper here. Straw makes another great throw, another strong throw, but that is going to be deep enough to get the run in. Now take a look at this. A little gamesmanship happening here with Kansas City. We ran a hit and run that pulled Altuve to the bag, and Salvador Perez sends it back up the middle, and that's going to move the run to third. Now O'Hearn puts a charge into this one, but a really good play out there in center field by Miles Straw makes the play. Lacy comes back here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with a runner in scoring position at second base, but Naquin makes the play in center, and Lacy does a job. It's still 4-2. Hunter Dozier puts a deep charge into this one, and it's gone. Solo home run for Hunter Dozier. 3rd on the season, and Josh James is still in there, man. He's still grinding, but I feel like this Kansas City offense really making him hurt here today. Now take a look. Benintendi. One more time. Andrew Benintendi. Another home run. Number 4 on the season, guys. Again, this offense, it's just firing all cylinders right now. Now to add insult to injury here, Mondesi lays down a bunt and beats it out. Oh my God. In a 6-2 game, Tyler Naquin gets on base, either base hit or walk, and after Josh James hit Mondesi the last time he went up, he says, let's just lay a bunt down, and this is going to get you out of the game. I love that. And then there's a terrible swing by Baez by me. I don't know what the heck I was doing there. But we make up for that as Whit Merrifield hits it off the wall, off the scoreboard, and that's going to score at least a run. Now Whit Merrifield gets into second base. He's starting to come around. That bat is starting to heat up. Just as soon as I was talking about him potentially getting moved down in the batting order, he's starting to come up big. And Soler hits a hot shot to third, but that's going to score another run for Kansas City. It is 8-2 in the 4th inning. Salvi's going to strike out. But, man, going back to that bunt attempt, dude, I love that. That's hilarious to me. You get hit, you give up a couple home runs, and then Mondesi says, let's just lay a bunt. I love it. Tyler Naquin, by the way, sends a deep fly ball. Kyle Tucker just sticks his glove out at it. How many times has that happened to you guys? You put a good swing on a baseball, and then the outfielder just makes this incredible play. Just sticks his glove out, just robs you of extra bases. Just kind of a brutal feeling, man. Kind of a brutal feeling. But here we are, bottom 5, and Lacey, after a couple base knocks, we're going up against Alvarez, Yordan Alvarez, and we get the fly out. That's a huge out for Lacey here in the bottom of the 5th. So it's 9-2. It's a 7-run game. I'm not technically worried right now, but you know, with this Houston lineup, they can string together a couple hits. They can string together a good inning and some runs, and you just want to be careful a little bit. So here is a little easy fly ball off the bat of Altuve, and what, Hunter Dozier? What are you doing? And then the ball just teleports back to him. I feel like the game said, yeah, we probably should have given that one to you. He was underneath it, and you probably should have made the catch. Yeah, I mean, we're camped there, dude. What is Hunter Dozier? What are you doing? Again, Houston, did they turn on the lights or something? Were the lights off and then they flicker the lights on? We just had a little power outage up there, and the light bulb wasn't screwed on right or something. Yeah, just tactics, man. Houston with these tactics. 9-3 game. Lacey gives up another base knock. I want that quality start for him, so we're going to keep it going. It's a 6-run game. Here's a ground ball. Back to Modesty. Got to make a nice play, and he does. Easy throw to first, and that would be officially a quality start for Asa Lacey. Got a little bit dicey there. But we kind of luck out here with a base knock for Salvador Perez. Loves going up the middle. It's a base hit right through the legs, no less, right through the mound. Now Hunter Dozier comes up. Can he get number 2? It's possible. Is he going to get enough carry? No, it's just off the top of the wall. Now Perez is going to hold up at third base with 1 out. It's a smart play. It's a smart move. So we are going to pinch hit Andrew Benintendi. Yes, it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Now Benintendi has had 2 home runs today, but we're going to pinch hit for Bubba Starling. We wanted that lefty-righty matchup in a 6-run game in the 7th. I feel like that would be helpful for Bubba Starling to get into some action. So he gets the RBI and a ground out. But take a look here. Tyler Naquin comes up and gets a base knock himself, and it's now 11-3. Starling's going to play left field for the remainder of this game. I want to be careful with Benintendi. No injuries, no running down the line, no hammy issues, no nothing. I don't want anything happening to our hottest hitter on the team. But Javi Baez starts this double play, and we are going to the top of the 8th inning with a new pitcher. That's Joe Smith with a runner on second, and Jorge Soler almost hits the light pole out there for Soler Power. Yeah, don't blame me. That's his Twitter handle. Okay, don't blame me. I didn't come up with the puns. That would be your player, Jorge Soler, with now the Atlanta Braves. But here is Maybreeze Valoria in a 13-3 game. We're going to give him a shot here to get the monkey off the back. He had a 100 batting average coming into that plate appearance, so that's got to feel good for him. Hopefully that gets him started here in simulation, and we get the job done, guys. Brad Keller gets a save, a 3-inning save to be exact. He came in after Asa Lacey was done, and that's a really, really good win, man. 19 hits, 13 runs. Yeah, this offense is just ridiculous, guys. And as we talk about some of the games that we've simmed, I do have some questions for you guys if you want to see me like decrease some of the sliders down, increase the difficulty. We'll talk about that as we take a look at some of the scores from the simulation in April. Absolute domination over the Houston Astros, guys, and I love to say that because you know what? I used to kind of like the Astros, but ever since the whole cheating thing happened, you know, I have a very, very sour taste in my mouth about the Houston Astros. But we ended up getting a sweep on these idiots. 4-3. Brady Singer was pitching. He got a nice win there. Didn't get credited for the win, but Jackson Kowar came in and got that win. Kind of vultured it away from him, but either way, good win there. 13-3 win in gameplay, 12-3 win in gameplay, 7-1 win in gameplay against Oakland, and I didn't save it up until this game. So I actually had it saved here. We played this game against Oakland. We beat him 7-1. Had a great game. James Paxton was on fire in the game. We had Javi Baez with, I think, a home run, 3 ribbies, I think, 2 runs scored. So there was no reason that I would purposefully back out and try to get a better result. I want Baez to do well in this series, I really do, and he only went 1 for 5, right? Went 1 for 5 with no ribbies, nothing doing, right? So I really wanted him to do well, but I didn't save it. So that kind of sucked. But I tried to go back in, sim, back out, sim, back out, sim, back out, so we could actually get a pretty similar result to what actually happened. So we beat Oakland 7-1. This was the next best thing I could do. I was dinking around with it for like 15 minutes just trying to get a result. A win, a James Paxton win, a Baez productive day, a 9-1, 7-1 victory. You know how it goes. So just a full disclosure there, not cheesing it up. Had to do what I had to do there. And here we are. So we're going to LA, an 8-8 Angels team for a 3-game set. Have an off day on Thursday, and we start up a new series to end April against Milwaukee. Now, guys, here's something I want to address because I do want to get your feedback on what you think that we need to do going forward. This lineup is actually pretty stacked. It's actually pretty stacked. You've got Mondesi actually with a ton of speed, good leadoff hitter, guys. He's really coming into his own. He's 26 years old. I think he's on the verge of a breakout. He's going to get to being about a 90 overall player here, probably at the end of year 2, or maybe even by playoff time if we can get there. Javi Baez, of course, is a superstar. You know, a lot of people might not think that he is, but he is widely regarded as one of the best players in the game, with home run totals, with his ability to field, so on and so forth. He's a very electric, dynamic player that a lot of people enjoy watching, and they come to watch Javi Baez to play baseball. That's you go to watch the slick glove work and of course the potential home run. So obviously Baez is a very good player, and he's known as a star in the league. Whit Merrifield, obviously very underrated hitter in some circles. A lot of people don't really give Whit his due simply because of the team that he's on, right? Soler gave us 40-plus home runs last year. Salvi is hitting 357. Even in simulation, he's going off. O'Hearn is on another planet right now, hitting 340. Dozier's coming around, right? I mean, he's still relatively young at 30. He's probably got 5 more seasons left. Benintendi, 404, 27 years old. He's not even hit his prime yet. And then, of course, you got Michael Taylor here at 77, hitting 136, and a pretty solid bench as it is. Now, the overall ratings might not shock you, but we do have some really, really solid players here. If this team were going at it in real life and you got a Baez in there, you got that kind of production with Jorge Soler, just to interchange the teams, just swap the teams out. If we had the same production with different names, you would pretty much say that this lineup is stacked, right? And it's happening even in simulation. Like, we're winning games pretty handedly. 8-0, 6-3. Obviously the 13-3 game here. 5-0, 9-4. We're winning some games here. Like, we only played 3 games and we're 11-5. So I guess what I'm trying to ask you guys is I want your feedback. I want your feedback on this. I don't want to get into gameplay and blow the CPU out every single game that we play. Right, we beat Cincinnati 12-3 in opening day. We beat Oakland 7-1, and now we just beat Houston 13-3. Right, so it's not something I want. I don't want to keep going into this and having you guys almost expect that Goldie's gonna blow the CPU out again. Right, I want this to kind of be a challenge a little bit, and it's becoming apparent that I've actually gotten used to legend hitting. I've gotten used to legend hitting. Now, the sliders for legend hitting, when I was first starting out, this is what they were. So these probably have to get knocked down just a touch. I think this is at 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's at 6. So it's +1 from default. Default legend difficulty would be 5. Everything is based on 5, and we're at 6, right? When we go down to CPU, look at the pitcher control and the stamina and stuff. So I actually have a disadvantage with pitching. And when we knock down the CPU, contact power, timing, and solid hits are way up there. These aren't default sliders, obviously, right? So CPU is still getting like double digits in hits on us. So it's not like, and look at the CPU pitcher control. You know, it's not like these guys are just, you know, I would say it's a fair slider set for a guy that's just trying to learn on legend difficulty. But when we look at 11 hits for Houston in this game, obviously I don't know how many hits that we had against Oakland or gave up against Oakland. We had 8 hits against Cincinnati. It's not bad. It's not bad. That should be around the normal baseball box score. 8 hits on the day. And a pretty solid pitching performance from Brady Singer, right? So I think if we can knock down the human side of things, the CPU, me pitching on Legend against the CPU, it should kind of work itself out to some closer games. So long-winded explanation, but I wanted to bring that to you guys, kind of just being upfront and honest with you and let you know kind of my thoughts on it. I think we need to tone down my sliders, even though they're not at default. They're +1 from default, just a little smidgen to the right off default. We might need to knock it down to like a 4, in my opinion. So we'll think about it. I'll post it. I'll let you guys kind of mull it over. Let me know in the comment section what you want me to do, and we'll go from there. But I do want to get through April, and a matchup I think we need to get into would be against Chicago. So in the next video, guys, we took on Cincinnati, Oakland, and Houston. So obviously teams that are not in our division. I think what the next step is going to be is I want to take on teams that are in our division for the month of May. Namely, because we have a ton of matchups against teams here. So I want to take on the White Sox, I want to take on the Tigers, the Indians, and the Twins. So I want all of them. I want the White Sox, the Tigers, the Twins, and that's 3 teams there, right? 4 teams right there for Cleveland as well. So I want all 4 teams. And let's just go ahead and simulate the month of April. And Eric Mejia, of course, is going to be hurt for a long, long time. So I'm actually going to move him to the 60. And I'm going to auto-utilize this back out for a minute. And we need to go take a look at that because I do like to manage my 40-man. So AAA, second base, we got Mejia. Here's Hurt. And we've got Cancel starting. And I think we are going to actually move up Sammy Infante. I'm going to move up Sammy Infante to take the AAA job as long as Mejia's hurt. So Infante is going to get some time at second base with Cancel to help out the Mejia injury, which means that Brady Urker and Kevin Merrill are going to duke it out for that job at the AA level. So that way they've got 2 guys fighting for the same spot versus 3. Let's continue to simulate here, and we get 2 losses against Milwaukee. We finally win a game there. We are 13-9 on the season, and we're entering this matchup here against the White Sox. Now, I think we already saw an Asa Lacy start here recently. I think a good matchup would be Cueto against Giolito. We're going to start it off with this one May 2nd on the road against Chicago, a 9-12 team. We're still in first place. The Tigers are 12-9, so that's going to be a big series for us after we play the White Sox, of course, but we need all the divisional games that we can possibly get. We need to get those wins under our belt. And, a half game separates us. A game separates us from the Indians as well. So there's going to be a lot of movement that is happening here in the month of May in the AL Central, and I'm really excited to get into the next video, guys. So gameplay against the White Sox, Cueto against Giolito. We'll get gameplay against the Tigers. I think Syndergaard's going to have to pitch one of those games, and I think that's the game that we're going to get gameplay for. And then we're going to take on the Indians on the road, and we're going to take on the Twins on the road. So that'll get us to the middle part of May. I'll do some simulating in the next episode as we take on the Angels in a 3-game set, the Twins in a 3-game set, White Sox in a 3-game set on the road, and then Toronto to end the month out. So guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Leave a like if you like this thing. Let me know what you think needs to happen with those sliders as we see a little stats update here up on your screen. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get some gameplay done. I'm going to test around with some sliders in those episodes, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. And I think those sliders won't be taking into effect, or the changes that you guys suggest won't be taking into effect until the next episode after this upcoming one. So 2 episodes from now, you might see some changes, but I'm going to start messing around with some of the sliders. I'm going to decrease some. I'm going to increase the difficulty, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, really. We'll see how this game against Chicago goes. I'm going to definitely try to get those hitting numbers down a little bit more, because that's not something I want to do. Like I mentioned, I don't want to just come in and just destroy the CPU every chance we get. Although it's fun in some people's eyes, but for me, it kind of loses the allure of the series and the realism of the series that we're trying to go for. So, but hey, the lineup, even in simulation, it doesn't matter if we're hitting with them or not. I mean, Benintendi's still doing well. Got a bunch of guys on this team that are still hitting really, really well. You've also got Nicky Lopez hitting over 300 as well, guys. So this team, we're doing pretty solid, guys. No issues here with simulation. I think that we're one of the better teams in the major leagues right now, and I'd like to continue that in the month of May. May is a very important month for a lot of teams across the league. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I'll see you later on this week for more Kansas City Royals action. As always, thank you for watching, and peace.